So you've got a backyard, some free time, and an overwhelming desire to fold the fabric of space-time. Naturally and sensibly, the only reasonable next step is building a black hole. First, we need to clear up a common misconception. A black hole isn't a hole in the sense that there's a bottom you can fall into. It's better to think of it as the ultimate cosmic order. Imagine space is a trampoline or trampoline. If you put a bowling ball on it, it curves. A black hole is like taking that same bowling ball and compressing it to a subatomic scale, but it still weighs the same. It curves space so sharply that the slope becomes vertical. Not even light is fast enough to climb out. To turn anything into a black hole, you only need to follow one rule: the Schwarzschild radius. This is the mathematical point of no return. It helps us to calculate which size to compress our sacrificial object to for us to get the black hole. The more mass you have, the bigger the black hole can be. The less mass you have, the smaller. So, in theory, anything with mass can become a black hole. A star, a planet, a mountain, a car, a not nice human being. If it has mass, it's black holeable. But here's where our backyard project hit its first hurdle. Remember, it's not just about how much mass you have, it's also about density. To turn the Earth into a black hole, you would have to compress the entire planet, every mountain, ocean, and skyscraper, down to the size of a marble, about 9 millimeters. If that's too much for you to handle, you can choose to work with Mount Everest. And to turn it into a black hole, you would have to squeeze it down to a subatomic scale, smaller than a single atom. But let's sidestep for a moment. You might be thinking, if Earth were turned into a marble-sized black hole, could you crush it with your fist? The short answer, no. The long answer, your fist would become part of its breakfast. Even though it's the size of a marble, it still has the mass of the entire planet. The moment you near it, the tidal forces would spaghettify your fingers, stretching them into thin ribbons of atoms before you even touch the invert horizon. It wouldn't be you crushing the marble, it would be the marble eating you at the speed of light. Anyways, knowing all of this, let's still try to build this in a backyard setting. Because why not? We could try to physically compress matter, but even the world's most powerful industrial presses can't overcome the electromagnetic repulsion between atoms. Most of the black holes we know of came by due to the collapse of stars, which is an insanely powerful event. If we try to fight the fundamental forces of physics with a jack, the result will be 0 black holes, 1 very broken jack. But if we can't crush matter, we can use energy. E equals mc squared plus a bunch of other mathematics tells us that if we focus enough light into a tiny enough point, the energy density itself becomes so high that it creates a black hole. This is called a Kugel blitz. But there's a slightly technical problem. To make one the size of a proton, you would need more energy than the entire human race has ever produced. At this point, nature should have already deleted your confidence. But let's stay positive and imaginative for a second. What if we somehow created a stable one? Would it swallow the Earth? Well, if you replace the sun with a black hole of the same mass, the Earth wouldn't get sucked in. We'll just keep on orbiting in the dark. However, a marble-sized Earth mass black hole sitting in your backyard is a different story. It would immediately fall through the crust, sink to the center of the planet, and begin a very slow, very messy process of eating the Earth from the inside out. So, can you start a black hole in your backyard? Technically, the mathematics says yes. Just compress something to its required Schwarzschild radius. Practically, the laws of hormonal association says no. All in all, stay curious, do the thing with the like button, subscribe, and maybe keep your hands away from any hypothetical singularities. Stay positive out there.